Hello! Welcome to my humble homestead and gardenside chat. So today I am going to put together some meals in jars with some of the food that I have been dehydrating, some things that I've also ordered from bulk in organic. And yeah, so we're gonna do a couple things right now that I want to just have on my shelf. Convenience foods, things are easy. For number one, I don't want to eat out. Two, I don't want to buy anymore. Like Lean Cuisine, Healthy Choice, those kinds of things. I don't want to depend on those anymore. I want to have easy, quick meals in a jar where I just add water, maybe throw it, on the stove or in the oven for 10-15 minutes. Done. If I don't feel good, or when I'm gardening, I'm tired, I had a hard day, and I can still have a full home cooked meal. So that's what it is. I know a lot of you are busy as well. I work full time also. I am actually doing this on my 1 hour lunch, so we're gonna get right to it. So the first one I'm gonna do is a taco rice dinner. So we're gonna do a taco rice dinner in a jar. I did dehydrate some meat. I do have both, those are mushrooms. I have both beef, and this is some ground turkey that I did have some seasoned ground turkey. And so I'm going to use this. It calls for a full cup of dried ground beef, but I'm going to put some black beans in there for some of it, just for a little, so you can kind of modify it however you want to do. I'm also going to put the powdered ingredients on the bottom. So I'm going to do 2 of these at the same time, just because I kind of want to have, kind of just do 2 at a time. So I'm going to do, I don't have a ton of clean wide mouths that are empty right now. So I'm going to do a wide mouth and a regular, and let's see how that works. So I'm going to work my way from the bottom up from the recipe that I've written here, just so I can get the powdered on the bottom, just because I think I can shake it down a little bit. So I'm going to start with 1 bay leaf. So as you know, my herbs aren't totally done. The goal is to make these with all my own grown stuff. But for right now, I, did find some organic stuff that I ordered. Like I said, I was going to order on Azure, but everything I was going to order there, I wrote down the prices, and I was able to find between Costco, Walmart, and Amazon. So you can do it too, however you want. Just make it economical. Do, the kids are going by on dirt bikes. So you can do, however you can afford. Just do little bits at a time. The goal is to grow what we can. So homesteading is really a mindset, you guys. It's not about living on a farm, living wherever. So the first step is to just grow something. If you're in an apartment, grow an herb. Just grow a house plant. Something. Just grow something. That's just what homesteading is about. So I'm just going to encourage you to do that. It's a mindset. It's just about being healthy and happy and doing something for yourself. So the next thing is I'm going to do, it says 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I made my own taco seasoning. So I have quite a bit of salt in that. So I don't know if I'm going to do, where is my salt? Oh my gosh, I tried to be so organized here. Oh, here it is. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole entire 1/2 teaspoon of salt. My measuring spoons. I put everything out and I thought, I'm going to be so organized here. So it actually says 1 teaspoon of salt, but I think actually I'm going to do maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon in each of here, just because I have salt in the other stuff, and I'm really big on you can salt your stuff after. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in. And I use this kosher sea salt, and to me, I think gives extra flavor anyway. So, all right, so we did that. Then the next it says a teaspoon of beef bouillon. So I have 2 teaspoons of beef bouillon here. I'm just going to divide it in half, and I'm going to put a half in each of the jars. Now in my dehydrator, I'm dehydrating my own beef bone broth, and that is what I'm going to be using from now on. I'm super excited. I have chickens frozen and things like that, so when I need chicken bouillon, I'm going to make some chicken bone broth and do that. But for right now, I just have some dried beef bouillon. It is organic, so I'm just using that for right now. But and we want to use dried. Everything in here is going to be dried, dehydrated. If you have a freeze dryer and you want to use freeze dried, that works too. Then we're going to use a quarter of a cup of tomato powder. A quarter of a cup. Wow, I don't even think I have that much. And mine, I made my own. This stuff is all, oh, everything's sealed still. Ooh, it's sealed good. And I have an oxygen sensor in there. So I'm going to take that out, which means I'll have to do another one. So I'm actually, I think, because mine is made, and it's pretty, from like fresh tomatoes, I'm going to do a good, this one I still have tomato leather in there. I'm going to do a good maybe 2 tablespoons in each. I think that should be good there. I'm going to make some more because it really, when you make tomato powder, you don't realize how much it decreases. So that's how much tomato powder I'm doing. Smoked paprika, it also says a half a teaspoon. I put a ton of smoked paprika in my, and then I need my glasses. And then it says a teaspoon of dehydrated minced garlic. I also put that in here too. So I'm just going to put, but I love garlic. So I'm going to put a little bit of extra of this organic garlic powder in here just because I am actually going to just throw a little bit in there because I used up all my dehydrated minced garlic. So I'm going to have to dehydrate some more. So I put that in there. And then 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Now this is going to smell really good. You can find a lot of recipes about how to just make your own taco seasoning. That's pretty, and I have this cumin I ordered is so good. So I'm going to do a nice whopping 2 tablespoons in each one. That smells amazing. So 2 tablespoons of each in here. Let's see. And I'm going to just, this little funnel here. And then in the jars, when you use the jars, you always want to shake it down. So, okay. And then 2 tablespoons of minced onion. So here's my minced onion. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that. Who doesn't love onion in their taco rice dinner? Maybe you don't. You can put as much as you or little as you want. This is your recipe. You can modify it. Okay, let's put my lid on. All right. And then half a cup of bell peppers. So I dehydrated this bell pepper blend here. So these are going to be sealed as well. So half a cup. Oh, they smell good. Half a cup in that one. And half a cup in that one. There we go. And then 1.5 cups of rice. So where is my rice here? So now what I did was I actually cooked the brown rice, then I dehydrated it because then it makes it instant brown rice. Some people don't do that. Some people just go ahead and they put the rice right in there. I see a lot of people use like regular long grain rice, but I personally like using brown rice. So that's why I'm going to put a cup in each one first. This is going to fit pretty good. So that's kind of why I use, and I do have just a little bit of this little thing of jasmine. I might just put a little bit of that in there too, which is not cooked yet. I might just put just a tiny bit, like 1/4 cup of this jasmine in there, just to kind of add a little something to it. And then I'll put the rest of brown rice. I just wanted to see. I'm just curious because they say they did that. I wanted to know if if I could see any texture difference in it. Just doing it for my own experiment. So, and then the rest, I'm going to put the rest of the brown rice that I made. So just because I'm just going to eat these ones myself. So that's why I'm doing it. Anyway, so that's that for the rice. Then 1 cup of the meat. Like I said, I'm using this taco turkey. You can use the dried ground beef. I do my own. However, if you want, you can order the freeze-dried from some of those companies. I'm trying to save money, and you know, I nothing against any of those. I just am doing it myself. So, and it's all about being economical and knowing where. Ooh. I was wondering why there was so much room in there, and I forgot the black beans. I kept saying, why is there so much room in here? So here we go. I'm just going to fill the rest of the jar up with the black beans. So these black beans, because they're partially cooked, what I did was, now I got quite a bit extra here. Then I dehydrated them. So it's kind of like the rice. I did the same thing. I was just wondering why the jar wasn't full. Okay, there we go. That looks so much better. Then you can shake it down. Let me show you what it looks like now. There, that looks so much better. So there is the taco rice dinner. That will make enough for a good hearty 4 servings. Okay, all right, so now my lunch is over, so I'll come back a little later and make the other one. Have a great rest of your day. Be blessed. Thanks so much. All right, hello. So I am back. I am going to make one more on my break as quick as I can. And this is going to be some Cheeseburger Skillet in a jar. So let's go here. I'm going to take 1/2 cup, which would be instant milk, but my instant milk is out of order. That's mozzarella cheese. And so this I'm going to use, I have heavy cream powder, so it might be a little bit rich. That one says 1/2 cup. I might go 1/4 cup. Just because I think the heavy cream might be a little bit rich. There's my wide mouth. So I'm just going to do 1/4 cup of this heavy cream powder. I do have my organic whole milk coming, so I will do a good 1/4 cup of that one in there. We'll do that one, and then I'm going to do 1/2 cup of ground beef. So like I said, I did my, if you saw my other one, I did my ground beef that I got from the farm in, that one's done. I did it in my Instant Pot. I threw it in the frozen, then let it cook, and then I just dehydrated it after that. And that's what I got. So that's a half a cup in each one. I'm going to do it right over here. Oh. I packed it in there really good. There we go. Yeah, that came flying out after I loosened it up there. Okay, and then we are going to do 2 cups of macaroni. It's like this. This also I got organic, which is funny. I don't know what the difference is between regular and organic macaroni. But we're going to do 2 cups. For my kids that are keto, this is not keto friendly. But it's homemade and healthy. And it's better than eating out. I think the wide mouth jars are easier to use. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of mine are being used up. Then I'm gonna shake these down so I can fit more in there. I ground up some of my beef bone broth too, so I have a little bit in there. Then we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of instant clear gel. Now, I don't have the instant clear gel. I was also watching, you can use cornstarch if you don't have that. I have xanthan gum. It's strictly for a thickener. So oh, there's my alarm. Alexa, stop. That means my break is over. So I'm going to do a good tablespoon, 2 tablespoons in each. Because I know xanthan gum really, really thickens up. Okay. And then we're going to do 1/4 cup of onions. So 1/4 cup of onions. And then I like just a tad of spice in there. So I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So just a little bit of cayenne. And I cannot wait till I have my own fresh cayennes there that I can dehydrate or dry. So I'm just going to do a quick little 1/4 cup, a teaspoon. That one's a little bigger. Just for a little tiny bit of a kick in there. You don't have to add that if you don't. Cayenne's good for you too. Good for the metabolism. And then what's really important is the turmeric. It adds the pretty color. It's also good for you as well. So I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. This is my cooking turmeric. I also have turmeric that I use for my herbs that I put in my little capsules and medicines and stuff. But this is my organic cooking turmeric. And then what also helps the turmeric is the black pepper. So I'm also going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper in each of those. I like pepper, black pepper. So I don't really measure the black pepper. And then also we're going to do 1/2 to 1 cup of dried cheddar. I have the white cheddar cheese here. So I have plenty of room here. So I might do 1/2 cup. Cheese is good. Now, if you guys are dairy intolerant, this is probably not going to work too well for you. So this is kind of like a macaroni and beef cheese type meal. Drop all that down there. That one has more room. That one I'm going to bring down. That one's pretty full. This one has a little more. I'm going to add a little more cheddar in there. You can also add some more pasta too, which I might add. There we go. There you have it. There is the macaroni skillet meal in a jar right here. And then to reconstitute this, you're going to pour it in a skillet, add 6 cups of hot water, bring it to a boil, and then you're going to stir it up and cover. You're going to reduce the heat, and you're going to cook it about 12 to 15 minutes. And then you're going to let it sit for about 4 or 5 minutes till it thickens up. And there you have it. Oh, you know what I like to do too? You know me, I'm going to put a little bit of my green powder in there. My little kale powder. I'm going to put about, a half a tablespoon in there. Just because I don't really want to change the color of it too much. So I just put a little bit of kale powder. I sneak those veggies in where I can. I like them. Sometimes, you know, if you want, you can put dehydrated peas or other things in there too, but that's what you have. So there's the 2 meals in the jar. I have the taco and the macaroni beef. So those are the 2 we did today. We'll do some more in the future. Thank you. Please subscribe and share. Have a great rest of your day and be blessed.